Hoy mga bayaw, kamusta ba ang inyong religious feelings? Kilala sa talas ng dila at makikwelang mga protesta at pagpapahayag ng sentimyento. Siya na yata ang pinakamatunog at pinakakontrobersyal na aktibistang kultural sa kasalukuyan. Kaya bago po man siya magsimulang magtika ngayong Semana Santa, mga bayaw, pakinggan natin ang mga saloobin ni Carlos Celdran. Mga kapatid, welcome po sa isang episode ng Wasak na hindi po makaka-offend ng inyong religious feelings. Magandang gabi po. Ako po si Lord de Vera. Yun po si Jun Sabayton. At ito po, ang nag-iisang Carlos Celdran. Yan. Kapatid, welcome po sa Wasak. Finally, nakuha na rin natin. Carlos, maraming salamat sa oras mo.
Appear na lang tayo.
Yeah. Jun, alam mo bang pinagkakabala ng mamang to ngayon? Is to lose 20 pounds in 3 months.
Nasusundan ko yung ano niya sa Instagram.
Yan ang pinaka-importanting endeavor sa lahat. At higit sa lahat, ang premyo ay isang buong lechon.
Yun.
Kamusta yung progress ng ginagawa?
I think I'm going to win. Competing against JJ Yulo. I'm not sure if he's still in the competition. Jim Libiran.
Ay, naku, wala na pag-asa yun.
Tatalo ko na tayo doon.
Let's see. The only people really in competition is me and Gabe Mercado. But Gabe Mercado just went to Hong Kong for a gig.
Ay, wala na.
Wala na.
Nasarap ang pagkain doon eh.
Si Jim, tuloy-tuloy pa rin si Jim.
Sabotaged.
Nagko-crossfit ka. Alam ko, crossfit, ginagawa ng mga, parang mga marines ang gumagawa niyan. Talaga, it's intense punishment.
It's intense. 20, maganda para sa mga walang attention span.
Yun ang point eh. Walang pahinga in between, di ba?
Wala.
Inisip ko ano yung ginagawa ni Jim.
Kailangan isama sa ano, they have to do it also with what's called a paleo diet.
Ayun.
So you have to
walang
eat
kani.
Parang caveman yung pagkain mo. Puro karne, puro dahon, puro... Just imagine being a caveman.
Kamusta yun?
Dinosaur. You know?
How do you find the paleo diet? Gusto mo ba siya?
I'm not quite doing the paleo diet. I'm doing my own diet. Pero walang ano, walang rice.
Plants and animals.
I have to keep my abs. I have to keep my... Because you know, yung tunay na lalaki, walang abs.
Yun.
So far ba, may nakakasulubong ka ngayon na hinuhusgahan ka na bigla? Ikaw yung satanista.
Yan,
Yes! Isang...
It hasn't died down, Carlos.
No, it's died down now. It's died down now. When I first did it in 2010, may death threats ako. But by a cell phone. Ang tanga mo naman.
By a cell phone.
I'm going to give you a death threat by a cell phone. You're just too stupid.
You're gonna die. Tas, yung parang smiley.
And then I remember there's one when the RH bill passed. Yung araw na yon, December 21 or December 22 when it became law. There's one matrona na taga-Alabang. Talagang halatang taga-Alabang. She was in a big car and everything like that. She goes up to me and she tells me, soon you'll see the truth. And she starts backing up. Soon you will see the truth.
Carlos, nung pumasa yung RH bill, ano naramdaman mo?
Relief. And
did you feel that it's all over? Okay na?
Yeah. Over. Done. Mission accomplished.
Divorce naman.
Wag naman. I mean, I don't want to get into, there's nothing anymore that will create more polarization. And I don't want my name on the pulpit anymore.
Pero teka muna.
It's flattering to be mentioned in a negative light by the Catholic Bishops' Conference.
In the same vein as Satan.
Yeah, but it gets kind of tiring after a while.
Pero mukhang ngayon pa lang natin nararamdaman yung revenge ng Catholic Church. Siya na dyan. At nag-react kasi yung social media, nasa isang mga social media outlets, yung team buhay, team patay. Parang, come on.
Pikon lang yun. You can't blame them. I mean, I'm not going to kick a dog when it's down. No, halatang.
You just called the church a dog.
And not only a dog, but a down dog. But they're having really bad trip moment. I mean, look at them. The Pope resigned. I have never seen so many people so proud to say that they're atheists in my entire life in the Philippines. We're making Pope jokes. We're at the age of making Pope jokes. If this is the annus horribilis, no pun intended, of the Catholic Church, this year would be it. And the Philippines is the last bastion of where Catholicism is sort of like the order of the day. If they lose the Philippines, it seems like they lost grip on the entire planet. Acting out lang yan. Kung pikon ka, you're in a low moment, of course you're going to do something as stupid and idiotic and act out and as putting up tarps like that and trying to polarize using methods that are completely out of date.
You believe in there's such a thing as a Catholic vote?
I only have one name. No offense to you, man. JC De Los Reyes. official endorsement of the Catholic Church in the 2010 election. Oh yeah.
Kaya pala sila nanalo.
That was the man. Vote JC De Los Reyes. And he got 44,000 votes.
Mas marami pa followers mo sa Twitter.
Actually, I never thought of that. I was gonna say, mega mo lang yan lunchtime. The thing is, they just have to realize that they are irrelevant. They've become irrelevant. It's their fault that they are irrelevant, right? And the reason why they're irrelevant is their polarization of their tactics, and they're just not keeping up to date. They've seriously gone baduy. So they need to humble themselves, I guess, and start acting like the way the rest of the world works. Noon, information only went one way. Now with social media and all of these alternative, methods of information and communication, the power does not come from one direction, but the power then comes from below, from the people. And they don't realize that actually the Catholic Filipino people have more power than they do. And now with the passing of the RH bill, it's proven that the Filipino logic and rational side has superseded our, we'll believe, carte blanche with the Catholic Church is standing aside.
Hey, hey, hey! Hey, hey, hey! Nagsimba ka na ba since then?
Since
Kailan ka ulit pumunta simbahan?
With a friend that died since 2010. Yeah, usually funerals, masses. On Sunday, I must admit, I do find other things that I think are more beneficial to the universe than going to a church and pretending.
Hindi naman siya masyadong honest.
I mean, it's true. I mean, like, okay, I'm still Catholic. If a plane is crashing, I mean, like, really, I'm going to start praying to the spaghetti god. I'm going to Hail Mary, man. I'm sorry. That'll be the fastest rosary you're ever going to see.
Dadasal ako yung Diyos na may balbas, di ba?
Yeah. I like everything about the Catholic Church, except for the part where they get bigoted and crazy. I like the architecture, I like the music, I like the art. The art. I like the basic do unto others what you want others to do unto you. That's all very cool. It's just when they get kind of weird about sex that just gets kind of
free will,
and it's all about sex. They say it's too early to teach a child sex education sa 6th grade. Have you seen a pregnant 5th grader? When he's pregnant 5th grader, then you're already too late.
Correct. Noon pa lang ba talaga interesado ka na sa history and Satanism? Pero noon, kilala ko si Carlos Celdran, the painter. The collage pa yan, ng trip niya, collage.
Yeah, super trip, yeah.
Ginagawa mo dati, ngayon pa lang ginagawa ng iba. Alam mo ba kung tinuloy mo ginagawa mo, mahal na yung mga gawa mo?
I don't even know where they are. If there's anybody out there who has my paintings, please come forward.
Pero in-house naman siya ngayon sa Silverlands, di ba?
The thing is, I like painting and everything, but sobrang introverted. That is a recipe for psychological disaster sometimes.
Kaya ka gumaganda yung painting mo.
Because you have to go into a room and you have to get into your soul and spirit, and you have to purge all of your, and you have to do what it takes, alcohol and all other additives. My drama now became from being inside the room with all of the collages and the painting.
Sobrang labas naman.
Now, labas naman. And then you put it out there.
Mabutbag ng simbahan.
Yeah. No, it's gotten me off. It's actually helped me get off drugs, actually. I used to be kind of wild.
Dapat hindi mo sinabi. Sasabihin ng mga pare. Ay, sinasabi na nga ba? Kaya pala, nagdadrugs siya dati.
But as St. Augustine said, Lord, let me be good, just not now.
Not yet.
So when I was having my St. Augustine moment.
Hindi ba nakakainis si St. Augustine? Parang he got to enjoy his life, tsaka siya biglang na gano'n. Hindi ba nakakainis?
But he had metanoia. Right? He had the metanoia means a sudden change of your attitude. When I got into performance art, that was my art metanoia. From going inward to outward. And it actually helped me cleanse, get off drugs, clean my life. Because to deal with people on a daily basis, I mean, from television, you know this, you have to be somewhat sober. And maintain a level of manageable sobriety when dealing with other human beings. So that tour actually helped me kind of get out and talk into the world.
So may bago siyang bahay ngayon sa 13 yung Mabini Street, di ba?
Yun ang bahay ng Tesoro. It's a gallery there. I just work for them lang.
So parang doon ka magpe-perform din minsan.
I'm helping them find performance artists. Parang ako yung performance curator nila.
At may mga KTV malapit doon.
Malapit.
Mas cool ang Ermita kaysa sa Malate. For sure.
Correct.
Something about but Malate just took some weird turn towards Baduy and never came home. Because you know the reason why, okay, this is the reason why I think why Malate is going down, because you're only competing with two things, either kimchi or pechay. Because it's now the Korean tourism paradise and prostitution paradise. The mayors have to do something about this, because if you're only polarizing your economic brackets or your economic activities, because if I'm opening a restaurant that serves hamburger, okay, neighbor is selling pechay. Pechay is easy to sell in that neighborhood, and it can rake you in at least 100,000 pesos a night. How many hamburgers do I have to sell to compete with that pechay? So now it just becomes a monotonous sort of thing. It just becomes only pechay stations, so to speak, and not a varied economic bracket with restaurants. And that's how it all. Prostitution is what killed him. Malate.
Naglalakad ako sa Intramuros. Si Carlos Celdran yun. Anong ginagawa niya? Naghanap ako ng camera sa likod. Akala ko may shoot. Pero may mga white people siya, mga 5 white people. Kaharap niya.
It's theater, it's street theater, it's busking, it's performance art. That's why it's not really a tour. Tour guides get mad.
Ano yung sinasabi ng mga tao about your Imelda?
We've been trying as much as we can to erase the Marcoses from our history because of some sort of national shame. When in reality, the influences that they've had on our society are so impervious, are so ingrained, that it's almost trying to erase an elephant in the middle of a room, you know? So it's not like I'm trying to raise them up. All I'm trying to do is create a balanced playing field. I mean, these people are so far in history, the Aquinos and the Marcoses. For some of these kids nowadays, that's like talking about magsaysay. It's like talking about Quezon. It's like, sino ba sila? You know? What I'm trying to do with the Imelda tour is just present two sides, and then it's up to everybody else to choose. You know? And then people think I'm apologizing simply because nobody's ever heard the Marcos side.
Anong tingin mo sa nangyari sa Sabah?
I don't know why people die over land, but I just wish we lived in an age where contracts that were written by people who are not from our land, shaking things up and messing things around, are actually resulting in the deaths of people who should really be more unified. Because swear to God, people of Sulu are probably closer in culture, religion, mentality, and genetics to the people of Malaysia than to us retards from Manila. I mean, seriously, they shouldn't be fighting. If we give up on Sulu, then we'll be giving our sovereignty, but if we fight for Sulu, then we're going to screw up the MNLF. This issue of Sulu has been there since forever and ever, amen. That treaty written by Britain, I don't know, it's kind of unfortunate because that guy, the British really screwed it up more than anybody else.
Hanggang sa, kahit sa ano, no?
I mean, this is a good example to create a small example of the ASEAN state.
Yes.
Right? So get Malaysia, Philippines on board. Look, we don't want to give this up, but we also can see that you obviously want to live together. What things do you need from one another? Do you need water from us? Do you need arms from us? Do you need food from us? If we break up, so to speak, how will be the division of goods? And if we choose to stay together, how do we do conjugal ownership? You know, how do we do some sort of like, you know, when parents divorce, how do you take care of the child?
Pagdating sa Philippine history, ano yung mga specialty mo? Ano yung mga weak points mo?
The Islamic part of history.
Okay.
I'm very weak when it comes to Mindanao. My strength, World War II in Manila. And the 1972, probably World War II more than the 1970s.
Pero bakit World War II? At martial law?
Well, World War II, I think, very important because it's the most forgotten part of our history, especially in Manila. When World War II can fully explain why Manila looks like right? We had the most beautiful city in all of the Southeast Asian corridor. We had the most technologically advanced public transportation system. We had the first airline, first beer, first everything. Manila was gorgeous. And then between the Japanese and the Americans, they both decided to fight one another in World War II, and they fought it in the city of Manila. Basically, this wasn't our war. And because of their destruction of Manila, we lost Intramuros, which is probably the seat of all of our cultural artifacts. We lost major city planning, and we psychologically damaged 3 generations. Okay. So that's why after Manila was destroyed, all of a sudden there's migration to Makati, migration to the new Intramuros, so Forbes Park. Everybody started going to Merville. You know, all of a sudden, Manila became this closed, hated, threatening city, as opposed to the wonderful city that it was before World War II.
Naging Lino Broca movie siya.
It became a Lino Broca movie from a beautiful 1920s postcard, right? And people forget that that's why we look like hell. People think like, oh, we're going to start looking like hell because that's just in our nature. No. Manila looked like hell because we're still suffering an urban psychological trauma. Cities can be psychologically damaged. And that's why Manila looks like hell. And you go to other cities like Cebu, you know, why is there this lack of a Lino Broca attitude about it? World War II brought that Lino Broca attitude in. Not Lino Broca himself, and it wasn't the Marcoses. So because martial law, no matter what you may say, that was the greatest moment in our attempt to fix Manila. Creating the MMDA, creating this psychotic thing called the Human Settlements Commission.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you know, whatever it was. Whoa, esoteric. Oh, really? Maslow hierarchy of needs? You make sense.
NHA, nabuo yung NHA.
Yeah, don't just give them things, give them beautiful things. But sadly, everything got perverted in the very end. So I like talking about martial law because it was our attempt to correct. That 87th Constitution is the reason why we are poor. And all of these people are crying, boogeyman, oh, you change the Constitution, you're gonna get a dictator like Marcos again. And it's not true. You have to change the Constitution and modernize it in order to bring the Philippines into the 21st century.
Kasi parang inisip nila pag binago Constitution, term extension kaagad yun.
Term extension, and that's not true. The term extension, we can do a constitution correction without even touching that, okay? Number one thing we have to do is loosen our economic restrictions to foreign investment. We're only running on the steam of the oligarchs. And that's why 11 people are on the billionaires list.
Correct.
The Philippines. But yet, we're still
people,
60% poor.
Correct, correct. Mas gusto mo ba na may mga coffee shops, may mga bars?
Yung ginawa dati niya.
Or may mga taong grasang nakatambay doon at pinamasahe siya?
Coffee shop and bars. I mean, what do you do? Of course. Oh, actually, I don't mind a little bit between the two. I mean, you can't take it away from them. You just have to make sure that there's a good mix. I'm not for ghettoization, whether it be for poor or for rich. Okay, that's why I like living in the East Village in New York, because you have the rich and the poor like all together in one. Yung problema lang sa Manila, masama ang business climate, especially peace and order, safety and cleanliness, you know, and dealing with business and taxes.
Ang ganda yung ginawa din ni Mayor Atienza doon, ha? Okay,
yeah, but this attitude towards birth control, retarded.
Oo. Oh, you know, original yun.
Ang ganda ng mga ilaw doon,
original na, whoa, hello.
Yeah.
But you know, in fairness, I'm really good friends with Kim, and Mayor Atienza and I used to work together. So despite our being on opposite sides, I have nothing but nice words to say to the man. I really have nothing but nice words to say to the man.
May character bang Quezon City?
Yeah! Quezon City is the coolest place in Manila right now, I have to say. Ang dami mga cute little neighborhoods like Matahimik Street.
Okay.
You know, Matahimik Street is becoming what Malate was back in the 1980s and 90s.
May chef, nag-interview tayo doon, di ba?
Mas malinis ngayon ang Quezon City Circle. May attempt ng mga puting overpass and underpass. May landscaping sa gitna ng kalye. Okay, kulay dilaw, pero at least, you know, at least may bulaklak pa rin, you know.
May SB.
Even whatever it's SB, at least malinis naman ang tapat, you know. So, I will give Belmonte and Bistek credit for creating a really a city where actually you can feel that it changing for the better. More than changing for the worse as the minutes go on. Like downtown Manila.
Ano favorite place mo sa Manila?
It used to be San Agustin Church, pero bawal na ako.
Pero bakit mo siya favorite?
It's really nice in there. Quiet, peaceful.
May garden sa likod,
There's a garden inside.
Nag-tour ka rin doon? Nag-tour ka
After I toured there, I would just stay there over lunch and just, you know, they close the doors and they lock the doors and I'd stay inside for 1 hour. And I'd basically nap, walk around, take a snack, sit, look at all the paintings on the ceiling, wander about, you know.
Nakakain ka na ba ron sa katapat na restaurant?
Sa Vista de la Mitre? Yeah, of course. The nuns love me there. And they get their...
At higit sa lahat, may alak.
May alak,
May beer sila.
Of course.
Wine.
Of course. It's a priest, of course. They're priests. They drink.
Ano pinakamasarap na pagkain doon sa menu nun?
I like their salpicao. Mura, 70 pesos.
Malambot.
Malambot, and there's peppers and everything like that. It's really cheap because the money goes to charity. You know?
At ang mga waiters ay?
At ang mga kusinera ay?
Mga mana madre.
Mga madre.
Sayang. Ang galing-galing ni Carlos, oh. Mamimiss ko pag nakulong siya.
Oo. Oh, sige.
Dadalawin natin yan, tapos makikinig lang din tayo.
Oh, yan.
Masarap pa, Ben. Masarap pa.
Gaya ng payo natin, ha? Ingat ka lang. Pag nagsha-shower ka sa loob ng karsel. Huwag pupulot ng sabon.
No, what was the word I do? When you go inside, you have to really beat them. You have to shank them. You have to beat them up the second you arrive.
Ganun ba yun?
The first day you go into jail, you have to beat somebody up. Or kill them.
Or yung sabon, kailangan ihulog.
Or you be the one to get that person so because you sort of have to impose your power.
Parang aso lang.
Parang
iiyaw agad dito.
Pero sana makita din ng iba yung paano mo ginagawa yung mga tours.
CarlosCeldran.com.
Yung mga ordinary people, paano kanila gusto nila sumama sa tour. Ganon.
It's every weekend. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wednesday,
May
Thursday,
fee
Friday,
ba?
Saturday.
May fee?
There's fee. It's 1,000 pesos. Adults, 500.
Mayaman ka na raw, tol.
Tapos ang buwis ko. Wow.
May kilala akong magaling
No,
na
my taxes are the most insane. I have to say this, man. Kim and Harris, man, you're getting a lot from me. Because I'm in a district where there's a lot of hindi pwedeng i-declare. How do I declare a pedicab drive for a tourist? How do I declare a Calesa drive for a tourist? And all of the tickets for our national museums are not vatable. So, if only the Philippine government, dear government, please make all of our national landmark sites tickets vatable. Because that way I can start declaring it. Because apparently it's not. Right? And find a way to get Calesa drivers. So, my take home is very small because most of the tickets I do goes to the institutions that I'm going to and I can't declare it. Sucks. If you can't afford, just stay posted. I do what's called a barter tour. Kung kulang mga tao, especially kung kulang mga Pilipino, kailangan ko mga Pilipino in a tour. If there's no Filipinos, I really can't do my tour. Because may question and answer, may audience interaction. And kung puro foreigner, they don't get my jokes, right? So I need a couple of Pinoys in the tour. So I put out what's called a barter tour. And they can come to my tour.
Yung sa CrossFit ba, barter yun? Yung sa CrossFit training mo?
Yeah, I gave Meg a couple of barter tours. So Tanner and all the other guys came on the tour. So they can come to tour and you can exchange a tour for
any service.
Any service or object. Lumang libro, ensaymada, galantina,
basta yung
a dozen eggs.
Yung fiduciary equivalent.
Then no, it doesn't have to be. It has to be just whatever object you want. So I've received isang Mentos. I've received parang like a box of cookies na nabawas ng cookie.
Sino naman walang iya nagbigay sa'yo ng Mentos?
I don't know. It's just on the table after I'm done. So I'm
ilalagay lang doon.
They just put it on the table, right? So I guess sabi just salbahe guys say,
Pero masakit yung cookie na bawas na. Baksa mo. Masakit.
Uy.
Galing. Huling tanong.
Ayun, may tanong si Jun sa'yo.
Ikaw na.
Kunyari, you'll die tomorrow. What would be your last meal and why?
My last meal and why? Okay, let me think.
Sige, while you're thinking of that, what would you want to be played in your funeral? What music would you want to be played in your funeral?
I don't know why. Okay, I'm just doing everything. Sort of like, what you call it, free association. So I didn't think of anything, and I don't know why I'm even answering this. Okay, I want the prichon, and I want to eat the whole prichon. Like I will try to eat the whole fried lechon. So that perhaps if the day before I die, I'll die one day before I die, because I'm going to die the next day anyway. So I'm going to have the prichon. Number 2, I don't know why I think of the soundtrack of Pippin.
Talaga?
I don't know why. Free association eh.
Pippin, Prichon.
Prichon.
Magic to do.
Pero meron din.
Specifically magic to do. And I don't know why.
Prichon na walang kanin.
Prichon pero may Mentos.
Baka maybe it's because I want Bob Fosse dancers at my funeral. That probably could be the reason why I thought of Pippin.
Ang sarap maging
I don't know why I
Bob
thought
Fosse. All that jazz, siya yun. Alright, maraming salamat sa'yo. Carlos Celdran, mga kapatid.
Galing. Kahit hindi ka na magtanong dito. Salamat. Inubo kasi ako sa